Alright. Hey guys, this is gonna be a new series again. Yes, again, I know. I'm gonna have fun with this one just because I didn't really make it at first, just because I didn't really want to do a series that a lot of people have done before. But I'm just gonna try to make this story as interesting as possible, especially like pertaining to the whole My Hero Academia side of things. But to be honest, it won't really be based off the My Hero story too much because, as you can read from the title, Deku's gonna be pretty damn OP compared to everybody else. So yeah, let's get into What If Deku Was a Saiyan, Part 1. Alright? So how we're gonna start this off is a dying planet. A planet that's about to be blown up by a very, very bad tyrant named Ived. Yep, Ived, not Frieza. Not this time, alright? So Ived, he gets ordered by the god of destruction of the universe to blow up this planet because he just thinks that those people are a nuisance. And Ived just like, okay, I got you. And, he goes, he calls everyone who's from that planet all together. But one pod has a mistimely send-off and gets sent right before Ived gets there. And naturally, it's one pod, so Ived is like, let it go, it's just one pod, I don't really care. Plus, it looks like a child pod. So, while that happens, he's busy blowing up the whole planet. And, that's how the Saiyan race die. The end. But in that one pod, there stood one tiny, little, fragile baby boy named Carrot Cake. Okay, I mean Kakarot. Kakarot, yeah. Ooh, should his name? No, not Kakarot. Broly. Yes, Broly. Yes, because his hair is green, But Broly, he was sent off on his first escapade as a Saiyan to do what Saiyans do, to conquer and loot a planet known as Earth. Alright? This planet wasn't too high level, they just had some special abilities. So they sent, the average child. I mean, he had a pretty high power level, for a kid at least. But, yeah, they just sent him off to that planet. And, Deku being a baby is just crying. There's nothing really else to say, he's just crying. Why is my voice shaking up? Crying. Alright, there we go. Yeah, he's just crying. So, takes about a day or two, but he finally crash lands on planet Earth in the middle of a forest where nobody's nearby. And you're probably wondering, where's Inko at? Inko ain't here. I'm not gonna lie. Inko just enjoying her life in the big city right now. Not really worrying about a thing. By the way, if you want any ship, literally any ship, whether it's from Dragon Ball or My Hero, let me know. Alright? Literally anybody from Dragon Ball or My Hero. Make it interesting, please. I beg you. So yeah. Now, while he crash lands in the middle of nowhere, it seems to be a full moon. Yeah, a full moon. So you obviously everyone knows what the hell a full moon is, for a Saiyan, if you're watching this. If you don't know what a full moon is for a Saiyan, allow me to explain. Saiyans have tails, right? Yeah, it's cool shit. They have tails. And because of their tails, when they look at a full moon on any sort of planet, they become this thing called the Great Ape, or if you're going by the Japanese term, the Ozaru. Alright? So, I'm gonna go by Great Ape because I don't want to say Ozaru and piss someone off. No, you're not saying it right. You're supposed to be said like this, and I'm not trying to go through that. You know what I mean? So yeah, Deku becomes the Great Ape, the legendary transformation of the Saiyan race. For now, alright? But yeah, he becomes an Ozaru. He goes stomping around, rampaging around. And what happens to happen is Deku, while rampaging, runs into a small city. Like a pretty small one. It's not like as big as the city where the UA, like, school is or nothing. But he goes into a small city, and of course, him being an Ozaru, he caused chaos and mass destruction, and everybody's screaming and calling for heroes. So yeah, some, like, D-lister heroes come to try to beat Deku as a grade 8 because they think that this is just some quirked animal or someone with a gigantification quirk going crazy. But really, it's a damn child. And, naturally, because Deku is, a grade 8, he's kind of destroying all of them. Like, it's bad, man. Like, he's grabbing one, blasting another with a mouth beam, smashing others on the ground. Like, it is... He's playing with them like little toys, which in Deku's case, he does think they're just little toys or something. So yeah, Deku completely decimates this, like, little town, right? So after he does that, completely decimating the little town, he, in his Ozaru form, he runs off into the forest, never to be seen again. And then, it's the next day for Deku, and he wakes up, and, as a baby, he looks around, and he's like, where the hell am I? So, everybody is just, like, getting on the news about this crazy person who had a gigantification quirk who destroyed the city. Naturally, All Might and, the heroes are like, okay, we need to stop this guy, while All For One's like, okay, I need to either take that power or recruit this guy, because that was awesome. So, naturally, now it's a race to get Deku, who they all think is like some adult who just, went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But he's really just a child who didn't even know what he was doing. So after, after the heroes all talk it out, they head towards the city that Deku destroyed. They start looking around for any sort of clues. All For One sends some spies, but they can't really find anything. They find, like, the tracks of which way he went, but then, like, all of a sudden, the tracks just disappear, and then he's nowhere to be seen. So, while Deku is being nowhere to be seen, he's just crawling. He's, like, not even crawling, because at this point he can walk. I'm pretty sure most Saiyans can do that when they're little, at least. So, he's walking through the forest, hungry. He can hunt, but, he has a hard time still because he's still a child. But he does hunt and eat, like, deer's raw and junk, and it's nasty. And everybody's like, that's nasty. But, he's just walking around the forest until he is walking in the middle of, like, a dirt road, and a car hits him. Yeah, a car hits him. Right? So, obviously, Deku, still being a small child, gets knocked the hell back because he got hit by a car. And naturally, the person who hit him gets out of the car and it's like, oh my god. Like, they run over and they're like, are you okay? Jesus Christ. And, unlike for the actual Dragon Ball series, if you don't know, where, Goku got hit by a motorcycle and he got up immediately, Deku's still, like, very, very young. Like, when Goku hit his head type young. So, this hit from a car kinda hurt a bit, but he got hit, like, right in the noggin, right? So, obviously, if you know what I'm going with this, you know where I'm going with this. He gets hit in the noggin, and all of a sudden, all of his evil Saiyan ways disappear to the wind, as he realizes the error of his ways and decides, I'm not going to destroy the planet. I'm just going to be dumb and fight strong people. So, there you go. I just explained Dragon Ball for you, the end. But, yeah. But, yeah, after that, the lady gets out, she runs over, and she's like, oh my god, did I kill him? Oh my god, I for sure killed him, it's a freaking baby. She's looking around for the parents, ready to get sent to jail, everything. And then Deku gets up, and, he looks at her. Of course, even though he changed his ways and decided that, being a bad guy isn't good. Even though he did that, getting hit by a car freaking hurts. And I don't know about you, but if I got hit by a car and then I got up afterwards, I'd be pretty damn pissed at the person who did it. So, he turns, he looks at this lady with green hair, and he's like angry. And, basically, this lady's like, whoa, okay, how did he get up? Like this kid should be, like, ready to be put 6 feet under. How the hell did he just get up? So, Deku gets up, he's still strong, though. So he walks over to the car, he picks it up. And, this lady's, what the fuck? Because, obviously, he doesn't look 5 years old. He looks like he's barely 2. So he picks up this car, and the lady's just, like, sitting here astonished. She's like, the hell? He throws that son of a bitch right into a tree. And it just impacts the tree, and obviously the car breaks. The lady's just looking at this little kid like, sorry, and then, like, obviously Deku, or Broly, as I should call him, is, like, walking over to her all mad and junk, like he about to do something. And then she like, she's, like, reaching in her bag, just, like, trying to find the pepper spray, but just throwing random junk at him. And then she, like, pulls out, like, graham crackers and just throws it at him because, like, she can't find her pepper spray. So, Deku opens his mouth, eats the graham crackers while they're in the bag. And obviously, like, this is, like, the best thing Deku's ever tasted in his life. So he just, like, looks at this lady, like, from hate to, like, holy shit, you are the chosen one. So he just, like, he gets on his, like, hands and, like, knees like a normal little baby, crawls over to her. And, he's, like, opening and closing his hands, like, reaching like he wants something. And, this lady, she's confused. She's just like, wait, you can't just do that. You can't just throw my car and then become a cute baby again. No, that's not fair. That's not how this works. Deku, being a baby, doesn't understand what she's saying, but he just wants food, so he's still just trying to be as cute as possible. So, of course, this lady, being the nice lady she is, gives in and gives Deku the food that he wants. After that, Deku gets the food, he eats. Now he's clinging onto this lady because she's now giving him food. Like, once you give an animal food, they become attached, man. So, Deku has become detached, so now he's, like, basically, he hugs onto her. And she's like, wait, no, I'm not ready for this. Please don't make me a mother yet. Like, I just divorced my husband. I can't do this right now, please. But Deku is refusing to let go. And obviously, the more she pushes him, the more tighter his grip gets. And it's starting to hurt, so she gives in to his demands. So, yeah. She's like, alright. She picks him up, holds him. Deku hugs her. She's like, alright, maybe this won't be so bad. She's like, alright, my name is Inko Midoriya. Yeah, I know. I said she wasn't anywhere to be seen, but that was a day ago. Alright, now she's here. So, she's like, my name's Inko, and how the hell are we gonna get home? So basically, after that, Deku and her, like, hitchhike off another person. The guy asked what happened to her car. She said that a quirked bull ran into it as she was getting out so that her son could use the bathroom. And, this guy, he's like, okay then. I mean, like, not my place to ask. So after that, they get guided back to the city where Inko's home is. Yada, yada, yada. All that stuff happens. And then we're going to time skip about a month. Alright, we'll say a month. So Inko's gotten used to him. She's gotten the paper signed for Deku to be her kid. And basically said that, yeah, she found him and she just thought he was too cute to leave behind. And, obviously, they can't really do anything because he wasn't sent to an orphanage or anything. She literally just found him in the wilderness. So, yeah. After that, they check on her, like, records and stuff, and she's perfectly fine. She has a stable job. So, there's no issues there. But after that month, of course, there's another full moon, right? And, Deku starts growing. Like, in the middle of, like the living room, he's looking at the full moon, and he starts growing. And Inko, of course, looking at this is like, huh? She's like, what? So she sees that he's growing, and he's growing pretty fast. So she grabs him and runs outside, because screw getting the house messed up, because, Deku's not listening. Because he's just not listening to her at all. He's just staring at the moon, right? So Deku, she runs out. She places Deku down, like, outside. And she's like, Deku, what are you doing? He's still growing and growing and growing until he becomes this massive Ozaru. And, he flips the hell out. He just, like, flexes his muscles in the air. And he's like, rah, he's beating on his chest. And, Inko's like, she's like, okay, what do I do? And she's like, I have a plan. And, she runs. While that happens, the heroes get called. And, naturally, now that they're in a bigger city, a lot more heroes get called. So there's, like, All Might, there's Endeavor, there's freaking all these people, right? All these, like, big name heroes. And they start going in to fight Deku. And I don't want to say that Deku is, like, dominating them, but, like, he's just smacking the smaller fry around. And because of that, All Might can't really, go full power because, again, the small fry is still there. So, he's smacking them around. So, basically, All Might tells, like, the smaller heroes to, like, focus on civilian activity, like, getting them out of there and, like, evacuating the apartments, right? So, like, while that's happening, while he's saying that, bam, he gets bitch smacked through a wall, alright? And, naturally, everybody's like, holy shit, All Might just got ragdolled. And, this is, like, like, all for one fight, so he's still prime, so that shakes him up a bit, but it doesn't really mess him up any, like, much. So, All Might's getting ready. He's like, alright, fine, then, we playing this, He gets ready for a full power smash, and he's, like, ready to just send this kid flying, which he doesn't know it's a kid, but All Might is about to, go child beater on him. That's awful. That's an awful joke. Alright, that's an awful joke. I shouldn't have said that. But it was still funny. But yeah, All Might is getting ready to, like, punch the hell out of Deku as, a little kid. So right before he can do that, though, Inko runs out, right? And All Might has to, of course, stop his smash because Inko's right there. So, Deku looks over at Inko and he's about to, he's still pretty wild. But then, like, Inko holds something up and, Deku looks at it. And, Inko, she's like, graham crackers. Everybody in, like, all the heroes confused. All the civilians confused. All Might very, very confused. And Deku just smiling, alright? He stops everything that he's doing. He stops going wild. He stops everything. He sits down, like, crisscross applesauce, hands in his lap. Like, everything. And he's just happy. Because graham crackers. He really likes graham crackers. Because he hasn't had the taste of, like, steak or nothing yet. Because Inko thinks he's still too young for that. So, he stops. Everybody stops. Basically, All Might's like, what the hell is going on? Basically, Inko explains that, yeah, this is, like, a 2-year-old toddler. And, everybody's like, huh? Excuse me? Like, because obviously, if you're a pro hero, right, and you've spent your whole life training, and then you hear that you just got ragdolled by a 2-year-old toddler, you're gonna feel some type of way. And they're like, wait, what? No. What do you even mean? And, she's like, I don't know, he just got like this when he looked at the moon. They all look at the moon and see, like, it's a full moon. So they consider, like, actually, that first attack happened on a full moon, too. And, she explains that she found Deku in the forest, and how he's, like, an innocent baby, so they can't really do shit to him, because, like, charging a 2-year-old toddler for his quirk, not even quirk, technically, going wild, is kind of, like, major league illegal, you know what I mean? Because he can't really, like, he killed a lot of people, don't get me wrong, alright? Like, he did kill some people, but the thing is, like, he's still a toddler. Like, it's not like he had, like, willingness or choice in the matter. He literally doesn't know what he's doing. So after that, of course, Deku can't really get took to the police station, so they just wait till the morning, and then after that, Deku becomes small. Everybody's like, okay, you need to keep him from looking at a full moon. If you're gonna, like, keep that kid and we're not gonna contain him in some sort of jail or something. And, Inko's like, well, that's pretty illegal to put a child in jail, so I'll take my chances, thank you. Basically, the pro heroes are like, she really don't give no craps about us. Because, Inko's growing attached to Deku. Because Deku is, like, her family now, of course. So they're like, she's like, yeah, if you want to put my kid in jail or something, you can meet me in court, alright? Like, she ain't gonna square up to them, of course, because they're pro heroes, but shit, meet me in a court of law. But yeah, after that, everybody goes home. A lot of people, bruised up, beaten up. But, Inko happy with her little boy Izuku, who's also very happy. And now we're gonna do a time skip, right? Right. So Deku, he's a little kid. He still got his tail. He just is prohibited from staying up over like 8 to 7 o'clock. Or at least like he has to like not look at the moon. That's like the one rule, right? And he follows it because he's a good boy. He loves his mama, so he's a good boy. He follows that rule to a T. And by the way, if you're mad that I said that Deku got stopped by graham crackers when Goku went completely wild, sorry, it's my story. But yeah, after a bit of time skip, Deku's now in school, right? He's a very peaceful kid. Well, not really peaceful. No, scratch that. He's not a very peaceful kid. He's very outgoing and ready to fight kind of kid. Like, he does enjoy to fight. He does like fighting, and he does want to keep fighting with a lot of people. Right? So, obviously, Deku being someone who enjoys fighting and Bakugo being someone very prideful, they get into a lot of, head-to-head, conflicts. That's the best word to say. And let's just say that all of these times, Bakugo does not win one of those conflicts. I think we know why. I mean, is it that hard to, think about? Bakugo is like Bakugo and Deku is a Saiyan, so either way. But, Bakugo does unlock his quirk. He does try to use it on Deku, but at that point it's still just sparks at best. And, basically, he can't really do shit to Deku at all, because Deku is like a Super Saiyan. Or not even Super Saiyan, he's just a Saiyan. Yeah, but after that, just Deku and Bakugo get into a lot of fights throughout the years. Deku usually winning most of them. And Deku also has started getting into training and started wanting to learn how to fight more. Because, he does notice that he has a lot of power, but he be just swinging his arms around. And though they be impacting well, he could do better if he learned how to fight. Inko, she's like, is fighting really what you want to do? And he's like, yeah, I want to fight people. I want to fight strong people. And I want to beat them up. So, naturally, Inko is like, alright. If that's your passion, I won't stop you, but I will be monitoring you, alright? I will be, if I think you're going too far in there, I'm gonna stop you. Deku's like, okay, because, he loves his mom. And give me one sec. Alright, I'm back. Oh, I'm back, sorry. No, where was I? Yeah, so Inko is like, yeah, I'll be monitoring you, and, like, if you go off the deep end when it comes to fighting, I'm gonna be, stopping you from doing so. Deku, of course, listens. He's a good boy, alright? So, Deku actually gets into fighting and also gets into, like, martial arts. And, while that's happening, he meets someone by the name of Ojiro, alright? And Deku and Ojiro are, like, immediately same wavelength. You wanna know why? Because they both have tails. They're like, bro, you have a tail? And, Deku's like, yeah, man, you have a tail? And Ojiro's like, yeah. And he's like, bro, my tail is bigger. He's like, yeah, but, like, my tail's cooler. So, yeah, they're just, like, joking around about their tails and stuff like that. They're having fun. Ojiro does, like, tell Deku that he likes to incorporate his tail into his fighting style. And Deku's like, bro, that's genius. But, like, he's like, but my tail hurts. Like, if it's like, my tail's very sensitive, you know, Ojiro's like, I mean, you could always like try training it. And Deku's like, bro. So, you know, Ojiro's where Deku gets the idea to train his tail instead of just trying to hide it. He tries to embrace it. Alright, so now Deku's training himself and his tail, trying to get it stronger so that, because like Bakugo has pulled it from time to time. Like, he hasn't been able to do it in a fight, but he has done it like messing with Deku when he doesn't expect it. But yeah, while, you know, Deku's doing that, he also is starting to get into the basics of ki control, but he doesn't really know it's ki control. He just thinks it's cool energy thingies. It's weird to him. But like, you know, he realized it when he was like meditating during class, right? During like one of his fighting classes, they're like, meditate and you can feel your chakra within you. You know, Deku's like, is this chakra? And you know, Naruto fans will say no, but I say yes. But you know, the references. So yeah, of course, Deku, you know, realizes that he can feel his life energy. And, you know, he's thinking like, hey, maybe I could use this somehow, you know, in a weird way. Because, like, he can feel other people's life energy or, like, ki or whatever the hell you want to call it. And, you know, he notices that, like, he has a lot more ki than everybody else. So he's like, alright, I can find a way to, like, I don't know, train up. Make myself stronger. All that stuff. So, like, you know, yeah, that's basically what Deku does for his entirety of childhood. Just training, fighting with Bakugo, becoming friends with Ojiro. He meets Kirishima in the gym one day when he's, like, in middle school, but that's about it. Yeah. Other than that, that's about all his interactions with anyone from the actual story of My Hero, like, before the time skip. And then, yeah, now we're gonna start off in the beginning of the anime, alright? The teacher throws the papers into the air and says, I know you all want to be heroes. And everybody, you know, they get up, they start using their quirk and stuff. Deku also gets up, because, you know, he's very inclusive, he's very, like, you know, happy-go-lucky and fun-going. So, yeah. After that, you know, Bakugo, he gets up, he does his whole speech about how everybody else is going to be like a D tier hero at best, and how he's going to be at the top, going to be the number one hero. But, you know, people are like, well, Deku is actually, like, a lot stronger than you. Like, it's not even, like, a competition, man. Like, if Deku wasn't so nice and he had your personality, honestly, like, you'd be like grass. You'd be basic. You'd be like us. You'd be like us. And, you know, Bakugo's like, don't compare me to you B-listers or D-listers or whatever the freak. And, you know, Deku's like, come on, Bakugo, you should chill out, man. And, you know, Bakugo's like, shut up, nerd. I don't want to hear anything from you. And, you know, Deku's like, how am I a nerd? Like, you know, because doesn't really make sense. But Deku will have more, like, sense than Goku in a way, because he's been in school, so he knows basic stuff. He's not gonna be super dumb, but he's gonna be more fight smart than he's gonna be book smart. So, you know, after that, everybody's like, so, 2 people are signing up for UA. And, you know, Bakugo's like, 2? Who else is signing up for UA? And, you know, after that, like, the teacher, like, reveals that it is Midoriya that is signing up for UA. And Deku's like, I am? And, you know, Bakugo's like, how the hell don't you know that you're signing up for UA? The best college in, what's it called? In all of the world for heroes, you know? And if you're wondering, why did he say college? It's a high school. I know it's a high school. In my stories, I just enjoy to make it a college instead, because I feel like, you know, I heard this from Raven once, and it kind of, like, stuck with me. He said, I feel like it would make more sense for them to actually put real college students into, you know, a hero program than a bunch of teenagers. Well, I mean, at that point, they're still kind of, like, young, but I mean, At least then they'll have a bit more sense than a high schooler, you know what I mean? Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But, you know, it just allows me to expand the stories in ways to where, like, they can do adult stuff that normal times they can do. Like, they can drink if they want. Or maybe they can't. I don't know. Or they can do anything they really want. I'm not going to really say right now because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But yeah, basically, after the class is done, Bakugo walks over to Deku and is like, hey man, like, how did you not know that you were signing up for UA? He's like, I guess my mom signed me up for it. I don't know, man. He's like, then don't sign up for UA if you're not serious about being a hero. He's like, no, I do want to be a hero. I just didn't know that UA was a school for it. I thought that it was just some fancy-pantsy private school. And Bakugo's like, how the hell did you not know that UA was a hero school? Literally everyone and their mother wants to go there. And, you know, Deku's like, I just didn't know, man. Sorry. So, you know, Bakugo's like, man, go take a swan dive off the roof. You know, Deku's like, that's pretty mean, man. Like, is this why you don't have a girlfriend? You know, Bakugo's like, you don't have one either, jackass. You know, Deku's like, I mean, I guess you're right, but at least people genuinely like me for, like, me and not being scared of me. You know, Bakugo can't really retort back to that because, yeah, he's right. Like, you know, Bakugo looks at his goons, he's like, you guys are cool with me, right? You know, Deku, you know, basically they're like, yeah, man, we're super cool with you. You know, they're a bit shook because Bakugo's yelling at them. And, you know, Deku's like, they're shaking, you know, like, that doesn't really prove that you're their real friend. I mean, I tried to be your friend, but you, like, pushed me off a log, which was a bit annoying. You know, basically, after that, Bakugo's like, shut the hell up, and, you know, he runs off, being a little, you know, a Bakugo. That's the best word to say it. So after that, Deku just gets up, you know, he walks out, you know, he just starts walking around, like, heading home. He takes a shortcut because he doesn't feel like, you know, walking the long way. And, you know, the Sludge villain attacks, right? The Sludge villain jumps at Deku, right? And immediately, you know, Deku's like, what the hell? You know, he starts trying to get this weird-ass goo off of him. Because obviously, he has some weird sort of goo on him. It's, you know, all over him. So, you know, he's trying to pull it off as much as he can, but it's getting all over him and stuff. And he's like, okay, this is weird, and I don't like it. So, you know, he starts using the bit of ki that he has, or a bit of control that he has over it, to sort of, like, power himself up, and basically, like, make like, wind come out. Like, how do I explain it? You know how, like, there's a shockwave that kind of comes out when, like, people in Dragon Ball Z power up? He does that so that the Sludge villain will, like, explode off of him. He does, like, an energy burst kind of thing, which sends the Sludge villain flying all over the walls. And All Might lands, and he's like, I am here, and, you know, well, he comes out of the sewer, and he's like, I am here now to defeat the Sludge villain, which, you know, who's all over the walls right now. Deku's like, oh, you're All Might, neat, you know, because he's like, I want to fight you, you know, and All Might's like, not right now, because his time limit's low, and he's like, I recognize this kid from somewhere. So, you know, he's, like, getting the Sludge villain into the bottle. The bottle and stuff. And Deku's just like, why can't we fight, man? And, you know, All Might's like, no, we cannot fight right now. I need to go and return this villain to his proper place in, you know, jail. You know, Deku's like, come on, we just, like, one fight. That's all I really ask for, man. Just, I really want to fight. And All Might's like, no, I'm not fighting you, man. You know, so he, you know, he gets the Sludge villain in the bottles, and then he jumps off. But, like, you know, he's like, why does my leg feel a lot heavier? You know, he looks over, and he sees Deku holding on, but it's not like that weird face that he made in the original. It's just Deku looking normal. And he's like, fight me! And All Might's like, what the hell? You know, he's trying to shake Deku off. And then he realizes that if Deku gets shaken off, then he's gonna fall and hit the ground. Which isn't necessarily true, because Deku will probably catch himself, because he can't fly yet, but, I mean, that's still yet. So yeah, Deku, after that, All Might lands in the building. He's like, what the hell, man? Like, I told you not to, not to hop, that I'm not fighting you, right? Deku's like, come on, man, just one fight. And All Might said, no, that means no, I'm done, I'm not fighting you. And right as he said that, he transforms into Small Might and spits out blood. And Deku's like, what the hell? He's like, that's why you didn't want to fight, you're an imposter, So he gives him, a fighting stance, and All Might's like, no. And, he explains about his injury and stuff like that. And Deku's like, oh. He bows. He's like, I'm sorry, I just really wanted to fight. He's like, well, I'll be on my way then. And he's like, All Might's like, yeah, no problem, kid, because he doesn't really have to ask if he can be a hero. He's already pretty strong, so he doesn't really need to ask about it too much. So, Deku's walking, and then he hears an explosion, and naturally, his curiosity and his ready-to-fightness decides, why not go check that out? So, he's walking over, right? And basically, he goes over and he sees the Sludge villain holding Bakugo captive. And Deku's like, crap, that's my fault, isn't it? Which, yes, it is his fault. Because, he realizes, because he's still pretty, he's not as smart, but he's a bit smart. So he's like, All Might probably drop the bottle because of me holding on. He's like, then I should probably fix this myself, So Deku immediately just walks through the crowd, excuse me, pardon me, pardon, Scar, excuse me. So he gets through there. He starts walking towards the Sludge villain, and the heroes are like, hey, yo, kid, what the hell are you doing? Get out of here, get away from here. So immediately, the Sludge villain's like, if you don't back off, kid, I'll kill him, I swear. Deku stops for a moment, and then, Sludge villain, laughs, and he's like, now get your body too. As that happens, Deku rushes at the Sludge villain, which the Sludge villain is pretty surprised, because that's goddamn fast. So, he grabs Bakugo, pulls him out of the sludge, just like All Might did, and then, puts, an open palm towards the Sludge villain, and then just, lets out a ki burst from that palm, and it basically, splatters the Sludge villain. It's not as, flashy as what All Might did, but still pretty damn flashy. So, after that, everybody's like, oh my god, he defeated the Sludge villain, even with something that pro heroes were having trouble with. He even saved the kid, yada yada yada. While everybody's saying that to Deku's like, damn, I was really hoping that would be a good fight. So he places Bakugo down, he's like, alright, later. He starts walking off. Everybody's like, wait, no. They're trying to talk to him and trying to get press on him. But Deku, he loses him, because he's pretty damn fast, like I said. But then, out of the corner, he's like, I am here, entering like a hero, He's like, I am here with an entrance like a hero. Deku's like, huh? And, because All Might just popped out in front of him. He's like, he transforms back. He's like, listen, kid, I saw what you did, and that was pretty damn heroic. And also, I saw your power, and that's pretty damn strong, too. So, he plucks out a hair. He's like, you already seem very built for, you already seem perfectly built for this. So here, eat this and become my successor. Deku's like, what? Because, All Might does it now explain that his quirk can be passed down. And Deku's like, that's cool, All Might, but I'm already pretty strong, like you said, and I don't want to get, he's not like, I don't want to get stronger. He's like, I'm pretty strong, like you said, and I just want to use my own strength. I don't want to rely on others. Which, he will rely on others for, things like training, but he won't, take another person's power or nothing. So he's like, yeah, I'm not going to take your power, sorry, but I do know a guy who would be good for it. So, he gives All Might Ojiro's number, and he's like, yeah, he trains just like me. He's probably, he's a little bit weaker than me. I think it's because my quirk is maybe stronger, because he still doesn't know he's a Saiyan. Probably because my quirk is a bit stronger. But other than that, yeah, I mean, he's pretty strong too. So try training him up. Hopefully he can be a good sparring partner after that. So, after that, Deku walks off, and All Might's like, huh, damn, I never expected someone to say no to the number one hero's power. But he's like, I'll check out this Ojiro person, I guess. So after that, All Might, he goes off to do his own thing. Deku heads home. Inko's like, I saw you on TV, and, she's like hitting him, and she's like, shouldn't have been so damn reckless. Deku's like, ow, I'm sorry. Inko's like, fine, alright, but next time, if I catch you being so reckless on the TV, I'll give you, something to be sorry about. Deku feels a shiver go down his spine. But after that, he's like, you didn't tell me that I was gonna go be signing up for UA. And she said, you always wanted to fight, and I thought the best way for you to fight some strong people while using your power is to become a pro hero. Deku's like, that is a fair point. So Deku's like, alright, I'll become a pro hero, and I'll fight some strong people. And Inko's like, glad I could help you, figure out what you want to be. Inko is not really too worried about, if someone would defeat or even kill Deku, because she's seen how strong Deku is, and at this point, she doesn't know if All Might could beat him, but All Might can beat him, right now at least. He's not stronger than All Might yet, but I'll give him, would I say he's in the top 10 heroes? Maybe he's top 50. At worst. At worst, he's no. Top 30 at worst, alright. At best, I'll give him upper 20s. Upper 20s. Not upper 20s as in 29, but I see 19s to 21. So yeah, he's still in the upper 20s. At best. So that's just because he hasn't had his proper key training yet, and he doesn't know how to use his powers to their fullest abilities and all that stuff. But yeah, now we're gonna time skip a little bit to the 10 months training period. Okay, Deku knows that he's already a lot stronger than most people with his base level of strength, but he also realizes after fighting the Sludge villain that ki is gonna be pretty damn important, because if a person is not a physical being to where he can physically punch them or something, they could possibly maybe even beat him. So he considers that, hey, ki is probably my best way to go. So he decides that he's just gonna purely hermit himself and start ki training, because I don't think anybody in the My Hero world will have any sort of ki-based abilities. If there is someone, then I forgot him and Deku doesn't know him, so yeah. So, during this 10-month period, Deku is just training his ki abilities. He learns the basics, he learns how to float, we'll say. Not fly, but float slightly. He can, stay probably, I'll give him 2 feet above the ground, alright? He knows how to go that high by just pure floating, but he can jump higher. So he's, not a real useful ability, but it might evolve into something more useful. He can make... Yeah, sorry, I had to stretch. He can make sort of ki blasts and stuff, but not big ones, Goku or anything. But he can make sort of smaller ones where they can probably... I'll say he can destroy a tree with a ki blast, but it's very, very tiring for him, so he has to get used to training it. So yeah, during that 10-month period, that's what he's been doing. So he can make ki blasts, he can fly above 2 feet, and what else could he do? He can sense energy. Well, not sense energy. Well, he can sense people, but he can't sense how strong they are yet, or anything like that. And he cannot mask his presence or anything. He just stays at basic levels of what he is, and he can't full power up yet. Yeah, of course, no transformations like Super Saiyan or nothing. he still avoids the moon like the plague because his mother tells him to, like, every other day. So, yeah, while Deku does that, he comes home after the 10 months are over. You know, he walks into the house. Inko hasn't seen him since the 10 months started. So she looks at him, and Deku is just, like, dirty, covered in twigs, like, with a few, like, scratches here and there, but no real bruises. And if you're wondering why he got the scratches, he's been fighting quirked animals as sparring partners, basically. Just fighting bears and junk. But, like, quirked bears, so they're even more powerful. Scary. Am I right? But yeah, Inko's like, what the hell happened to you? And, you know, she walks over there. She starts, like, you know, getting, like, some of the smudge off his face. You know, Deku's like, I gotta go take a shower. You know, Inko's like, I'm going to walk. Get outside right now. You know, he's like, what? He's like, get outside now. You know, Deku's like, all right. He goes outside. You know, Inko brings, like, some dish detergent or, like, a whole jug of soap, I guess. I don't know. And then she's just like, alright, stand still. She pulls out a hose and just hoses him down first. And I goes like, what the hell? Why are you hosing me? You know? Because she's like, because you're too damn dirty for a shower right now. I'm not cleaning that up. And then after that, you know, she just pours a whole damn bottle of soap on him. She's like, rub it in. You know, he's scrubbing himself. Like, this is like the middle of the front yard. Because they have a house in this one, we'll say. And everybody's just looking at them like, what the hell are these people doing? So, you know, Deku's just rubbing it in, like, cleaning himself up. Then Inko turns on the hose again, but, like, the high power one. And, like, sprays him down. And everything other than his hair is pretty, like, cleaned up. But his hair is a bit too hard to clean. So, like, Inko's like, alright, come here. You know, he sits down, like, right in front of her. You know, she turns on the high power hose again. Like, it's literally a pressure wash at this point. And it's like trying to get everything out of his hair. But like, it is difficult, man. Deku's hair is very difficult. And especially like to try to cut it, that's a no-go. So Deku has pretty long hair. But he keeps it well maintained usually. Just this training period he didn't. What else? Yeah, so now we're gonna start off with the entrance exam. That's what it's called. Now we're gonna start off with the entrance exams. So everybody is like Deku. Everybody's readied up. Who started it? Ojiro got trained, and he has been given the quirk. He got given it earlier, so now he knows how to use it a bit better, especially better than Deku and Kanon did, because you know. Deku and Kanon just didn't have time to practice with it. So he knows full cowling. We'll give him like 15% because why not? It's not like it'll matter in the long run against Deku at least. So, you know, Deku goes to like, you know, he goes to the training exam area. He goes in there with like gym shorts, not like gym shorts, like joggers and probably no shirt. Fuck them. Fuck shirts, alright? That's Deku's mentality. Shirts are for the weak. Shirts are for the weak. We only go full pecs out here. You know, he flexes. So everyone, you know, just sees Deku glistening in the sun. Ida's like, put on a damn shirt, you scruffian. And, you know, Deku's like, the fuck is a scruffian? Because, you know, big words confuse Deku. Big words, no good. Deku, no like. Yeah, this isn't What If Deku is Hulk, though. Alright. So, yeah. Deku, you know, he heads inside. He goes to... he goes to... I can't. My brain just like farted for a second. Alright, so Deku goes to like the written exam area, and you know, of course, Deku did not study an inch like during the written, like during like the 10 months. He's only been training, because you know, he doesn't think that studying is worth it if you're a hero. And Deku's like, you know, so basically Deku absolutely flunks the written portion, so his only hope is the, you know, training, like the physical portion of the exam, right? So after that, they all like walk outside, and basically President Mike is explaining like how the like robots work, right? And Ida's like, well, Ida like gets up, he's like, excuse me, sir. Alright. President Mike's like, okay, I guess. He looks at like Bakugo and Deku, and he's like, you two need to stop talking. And Deku's like, oh, my bad. Bakugo's like, get the hell out of my damn business to, Ida. And then after that, Ida, like, looks over to President Mike. And he's like, you haven't explained the 0-pointer, sir. I'm very disappointed in UA if that is how you operate. And, Deku, like, also raises his hand, and Ida's like, huh? President Mike's like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I mean, I'm just want to say that maybe if you gave him, like, a moment to talk, he might have been able to do it. That's just what I think. Yeah. Thank you for your time. So he'd be quiet. He just is quiet after that. And Ida's like, how dare you insult an ingenium? But after that, President Mike's like, yes, I was about to explain it. Thank you, big buff dude. Which, Deku is pretty damn big, because like I said, Broly. But yeah, like I said, Broly, so Deku is pretty damn large, muscular, built, So after that, Mike explains, yeah, that's what 0-pointers are for. They're just an obstacle, so you don't really have to do anything with them, really. After that, everybody heads outside to their specialized training areas. Deku goes to his one, he's trying to, like, squeeze the crowd, trying to get to the front, because he wants to fight first. And basically, like, while he's doing that, Ida, like, gets in front of him. He's like, hey, ruffian, what are you doing? And, he's like, are you trying to interrupt that girl? But, obviously, Deku being the big guy he is, doesn't notice Ida, and just bumps him out of the way. Ida, like, hits the wall. He's like, oh, I've been assaulted. How dare he? To an Ida of all people. How disrespectful. But yeah, while Ida's having his internal monologue, like a protagonist, Deku's standing at the front just like getting ready to go. He looks over to his left and sees like this little small little lady. Yeah, that's where. Little small girl, like with brown hair, looking up to him like, and she's like hella nervous, and Deku is not helping. So Deku like looks down to her, and he pats her head, and he's like, don't be nervous. You got this. Like, believe in yourself, right? And, she's like, thanks, I guess, which it does help her a bit, because seeing Deku go from, like, a very scary big guy to, like, a very kind-sounding person, like, sets her at ease a little bit on, like, okay, maybe I can do this and stuff like that, right? So after that happens, he's like, alright, 3, 2, psych! God damn it. Heroes don't wait for a timer. Go, go, go! And, everybody runs out. And Deku doesn't want to hurt nobody, so he's just waiting for a little moment. Just so he doesn't hurt anyone. And he just like, why is he just standing there? Does he want to lose? So, he's like, too bad for him. More points for me. And, he runs off. I'm making him sound like that one guy from Black Clover more than I'm making him sound like Ida. It's because I've been watching, what's it called? The Chosen Weebs. What if Asta had... Was it Infinite Mana? Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Infinite Mana? Right? Yeah, I think it's Infinite Mana. So yeah, I've been watching that, so maybe I'm basing him off that character a lot. But yeah, while, Ida's running off doing his own thing, Deku, he's like, alright, now I can go. So, he does a quick stretch, the Goku stretch. Then he gets up and he bursts off. He's gone. Everybody's like, what the fuck was that noise? Immediately the number of robots are dropping fast, and the number of, points that Deku has is rising even faster. Because, 3-pointers and such. So, Nezu's like, holy crap, this guy is doing a lot. So, Deku is absolutely, like, dominating these robots. Like, he's grabbing them, throwing them into one another, blasting others with a ki blast, just, like, smashing them around. He's doing them how Broly, like, the original Broly, did, like, the Z Warriors, if you remember. Like, he's, like, smashing them through buildings, freaking lariating them. He's just absolutely dominating them. This is like, alright, it's time to bring out that 0-pointer right quick. So, he immediately brings out the 0-pointer at, like, half the time he did in canon. So, the 0-pointer is out, and Deku sees it, he's like, oh, big robot. He's like, I'm gonna fight it. So, immediately, Deku runs over, and, like, while that's happening, everyone's running away, and rubble does fall on Uraraka, just like in canon. Deku sees it, and he's like, alright, if I want to be a hero, I'd better do, like, the heroic thing. So, he runs over to Uraraka, throws the rubble, throwing it at, like, the 0-pointer and, like, messing up its leg. But because he was kind of careless with the throw, the 0-pointer, like, starts leaning forward, about to fall on them. So, like, the 0-pointer is pretty damn big, and, Deku's strong, but, like, he's never held something that big, so he doesn't know if he can hold it. But he's gonna try. So he brings up his arms and catches the 0-pointer, holding it, like, basically stopping Uraraka from getting crushed. Because even if he does get crushed, he'll be fine. Uraraka, on the other hand, will not. So, Deku's like, run, basically. Uraraka's like, I can't. I sprained my ankle. Deku's like, crap, He's like, alright, what the hell will I do? What the hell do I do? What the hell do I do? So, basically, Deku's like, alright, start gathering ki, like, so he starts gathering more, like, ki and stuff like that, starts concentrating on it, and Uraraka's like, what are you doing? Why is your eyes closed? He's like, shh, I need a moment, I need, like, a quick second, so she's like, he must be thinking of a plan or something. So, with his eyes closed, he opens them again, and his, this time, unlike how they were, like, purely black before, his eyes are now basically like black, like a bit of black with a ring of orange around it. If you know what that is, you know what that is. Deku doesn't really know what he's doing, but he's doing that. So he picks up, the 0-pointer up more. Basically, like, kind of like how Eren did that boulder as a Titan, but like way on a much, much different scale because, yeah, Deku's a lot smaller than the 0-pointer. So he flips the 0-pointer over and smashes it, like, into a different area. Like, not, like, flips it, but, like, he basically, like, throws it over his shoulder as it, like, gets sent flying into, like, we're gonna say, like, the exam wall area. So it hits the exam wall area. And Deku, he smashes against his, like, chest a little bit, like a gorilla, Then he calms down, and then he looks at himself. He's like, what the hell am I doing? So he picks up Uraraka, and then he starts going. If you're wondering, how did he do that without his tail? Plot convenience. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just needed to wait for Deku to learn that cool ability, or at least, like, do it once. And yeah, that just seemed convenient. So, Deku brings over, Uraraka to the nurse, and, she gives the Uraraka a little kissy, little smooch. Then she's like, do you need one? Deku's like, nah, I'm fine, I'm good, And she's like, you sure? And like, Deku's like, yeah, I'm fine, But he does, like, collapse of exhaustion, and she's like, oh, okay then. So she realizes that he doesn't have any, like, physical looking injuries. So she doesn't want to kiss him just in case of exhaustion and kill him. So, of course, they call in the robots to pick him up. But, he's a lot heavier than most kids his age. So it takes a few more robots than it usually would. After that, they take him to the nurse's office. Inko comes. She's like, what happened? He's like, he got exhausted. Inko's like, so he isn't hurt at all? He's like, no. Like, honestly, like, all he has to do is drink, like, a few energy drinks, a bit of protein. He'll be good, like all good and dandy, And then, after that, Inko's like, okay. And, basically after that, like, Nezu explains, yeah, don't even worry about it. Your son, even though he got a pretty low score on the written exam, he definitely passed. He definitely is getting into UA, Class 1A, everything, you know? Full scholarship. Inko's like, oh, that's great. I'll focus him on his studies more as well, you know? Nezu's like, I mean, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, sure. So after that, you know, they all have their good little laugh. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this off for now, because why not? It's an hour-long video, and yeah, if you guys want more of this, hit the like button. I'm joking. God, I'm selling out now. Yeah, but actually though, if you have enjoyed this, please do hit the like button, alright? I know, I'm selling out. Yeah, but reminding people to do it shows that it's a good way to help people start doing it. So yeah, hit the like button for me, please. If you're not subscribed and you do like my videos, subscribe and I'll do it again. I actually had a lot of fun recording this because I just let my creativity fly out. I haven't even planned this video at all, if you can tell by incoherent it all is. But yeah, I hope you guys really do like this series though. Yeah, just though, subscribe, share it, like it, all that stuff. Yeah, bye bye.